At 1:47 in the morning, there's a man sitting in his parked car outside his apartment. Engine off, phone glowing against his face, one video after another playing into the dark. He's been sitting there for 38 minutes, not because he's busy, because walking upstairs means confronting the life he keeps postponing. And maybe the reason that scene feels uncomfortable is because some part of you understands it immediately. Not the parked car specifically. The feeling, that strange state where your life hasn't collapsed, but it also hasn't truly begun. You still function, still answer messages, still joke around normally, still talk about plans, but internally, it feels like your real life is always waiting somewhere in the future. And intelligent people can live like this for years. That's the terrifying part. Because intelligence is a beautiful liar. It allows you to explain your stagnation in sophisticated ways. You call it research, planning, figuring things out, waiting for the right time. But deep down, you know something is wrong. Because preparation stopped feeling like movement a long time ago. Now it feels like hiding. And this usually doesn't begin with failure. It begins with comfort. There is an old story about Roman armies returning home after war. During battle, soldiers became sharp, disciplined, dangerous. But after years of luxury inside Rome, entire armies softened without realizing it. Comfort weakened them gradually. That's how ambition dies in modern life too. Not dramatically, softly, through convenience, through overstimulation, through endless entertainment that makes you feel temporarily satisfied, while your real life quietly starves. And intelligent people are especially vulnerable to this, because intelligent people know how to mentally escape reality without physically leaving the room. That's why someone can spend 5 hours watching productivity videos or becoming less productive. Think about how insane that actually is. There are people who consume motivation every night before bed, then wake up unchanged for years. And eventually, a horrifying cycle forms. You begin repressing action with self-awareness. You become incredibly good at explaining your problems while continue to living inside them. That's why this kind of stagnation feels psychologically exhausting, because every day becomes a silent argument between two visions of yourself. The person you could become and the person repeating the same patterns. And the worst part, you can see the gap clearly. That's what intelligent people suffer from more than most. Vision. You can vividly imagine the healthier vision of yourself, the disciplined vision, the focused vision. You can almost feel their life. And yet, every night you still fall back into the same habits. Scrolling, escaping, delaying. That contradiction slowly destroys self-respect. There was a psychological experiment where participants were placed alone in a room with nothing except their thoughts and a button that delivered electric shocks. Many shocked themselves rather than sit quietly with their own mind. Think about what that says about human beings. Now imagine what constant stimulation is doing to your brain. Notifications, videos, music, scrolling during meals, scrolling in bed, scrolling during conversations. Your mind never becomes still long enough to hear itself clearly anymore. That's why intelligent people often feel mentally exhausted before doing anything difficult. Their nervous system is overloaded, not by effort, by consumption. You are carrying thousands of unfinished thoughts every day, unmade decisions, unstarted projects, unlived lives. And eventually, your brain begins associating stillness with discomfort. So the moment silence appears, you reach for stimulation automatically, not because you enjoy it that much, because your mind has become afraid of confrontation. And maybe nothing reveals this more brutally than late nights. You see someone your age succeeding online, building something, creating something, moving forward, and suddenly you feel something deeper than jealous. Grief, because you recognize the life you abandoned in yourself. You realize that could have been me. And that sentence follows people for decades. There are people walking around now, haunted by visions of themselves they never became. Not because they lacked talent, because they kept waiting. Waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel certain, waiting to feel ready. But life never gives certainty first. That's the trap intelligent people fall into. They want emotional guarantees before movement. But movement is what creates clarity. There is a reason fighter pilots are trained to make decisions under pressure instead of endlessly analyzing every possibility. Because hesitation becomes deadly in motion. And while your life may not be a battlefield, your future still disappears while you hesitate. Slowly, quietly, one delayed decision at a time. That's why overthinking is so dangerous. Most overthinking is not deep thinking. It's emotional avoidance disguised as intelligence. You are not solving your fear, you are cycling it. And intelligent people can cycle fear forever because their minds are sophisticated enough to justify staying stuck. That's why some of the smartest people remain trapped for years, while less intelligent people move forward. Because movement matters more than mental complexity. The world quietly rewards execution, not potential, not internal genius, execution. And eventually, every intelligent person reaches a moment where self-awareness becomes unbearable. Usually late at night, usually alone. A moment where you suddenly realize, I've spent more time imagining my future than building it. That realization changes people because at some point, intelligence stops feeling like a gift and starts feeling like witnessing your own self-destruction in slow motion. Especially when you already know what needs to change. You know the phone is destroying your focus. You know comfort is weakening your ambition. You know distraction is eating your ears. You know, and maybe that's why this hits so much, because nothing here is surprising. Deep down, you already knew all of it before this video started. You were just waiting for someone to say it out loud. So here's the truth you have been avoiding. Your next level does not require more information. It requires identity death. The vision of you addicted to comfort cannot carry you forward. The vision of you emotionally dependent on distraction cannot carry you forward. The vision of you waiting for certainty before action cannot carry you forward. That identity has to collapse. And the terrifying part is, nobody can do that for you. At some point, you have to stop studying change and survive the discomfort of actually changing. That's when your life finally begins shifting, not when motivation appears. When your excuses stop sounding intelligent to yourself. And maybe, years from now, you look back at this phase of your life and realize something painful. You were never trapped because you lacked potential. You were trapped because you kept using your intelligence to protect yourself from the very discomfort that would have transformed you. So, if this video exposed something in you, good, because comfort has been talking to you your entire life. Fearless Movement is here to interrupt it. This is not a channel for people who want endless motivation. It's for people who are tired of watching their potential rot in silence. People who are done explaining their lives and finally ready to change them. So if that's you, subscribe and come back when your mind starts trying to drag you backwards again. Because here at Fearless Movement, we do not use self-awareness as an excuse to stay stuck. We use it to escape. Welcome to Fearless Movement.